Hello students, we're going to do a quick demonstration with the skill quiz for this week, talking through the different pieces, and I also have a second window open here to do some of our calculations and equations. For the first one, we don't have to do any solving equations, but it is kind of the first step to setting up an equation. What we see here is that we have a pair of triangles that are similar, and I can see that OPN here is similar to LMN, and it says that L is congruent to O, so it's saying that these two are the same angle. That's just to try and orient ourselves so that O and P are not swapped backwards by accident, but L and O are on the same side. So that means that LMN and OPN could be a way that you have corresponding letters matching up with each other. What we need to do is in these boxes, we need to type in the corresponding segments that go with the given ones. So the first one says OP, and the corresponding segment to go with that would be LM. So I'm going to type in LM into this here. And then for the second one, where it says NO, I need to type in the corresponding segment to that. That'd be NL. Now for the next one, it says find the missing length. The triangles in each pair are similar. Okay, over here we are going to use graspable math or do to math, some kind of equation setup to work our way through solving. I notice that this 108 is in the middle, and I have a short side and a long side. And on the short side for the smaller triangle, I have 14. The long side for the smaller triangle, I have a question mark, or we could call it X. And then similarly, I have a 21 and a 27. So first I'll match the 14 with the 21. So I'll say 14 divided by 21 is going to equal from the other side X divided by 27. So I have the 21 and 27 matching up, and I have the 14 and the 21 matching up. Now that we have those, let's press enter, and we just need to solve. So you could try and simplify down all the way to here and see what that number is going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and start with the multiplying. So I'll multiply the 27 here, and I can multiply 27 times 14, and now I'll double click and see if it comes out to something a little more whole number integer, and it does. So X equals 18. My answer here would be 18. The next one says find the missing length indicated. This one's a little bit harder. There's more than one way to do this for sure, but I'm going to look at it as two triangles. So I see this little triangle and it has a little side of 3. So I'll put 3 over, and then I want to figure out what the long side of the same side of the triangle is. Well, it's actually not 12, because 12 just represents this second piece to it. The whole thing would be 12 plus 3, because it's got both pieces together to make the whole triangle. And I'm not going to figure out the question mark yet. I'm going to figure out this little one, and then I'll use that information to figure out what that question mark is. So we'll say that equals X over 35, because X would be the short side, or the small triangle, long side, and 35 would be the large triangle, long side. All right, so we got our pieces. Now let's do some simplifying. So I can say 12 plus 3 becomes 3 over 15. 3 over 15 can simplify. I could click on that once. It would tell me that it's 1/5. I'm going to multiply this side by 35 and then divide, and it tells me that 7 equals X. So this piece here is 7 down. Actually, this piece right there is 7 for the short side. Then if the whole thing's 35, that question mark is going to be 35 minus 7. So 35 minus 7 is 28. So that longer side, and that makes more sense now that that's 28. So those are 3 questions for this skill quiz. I'm going to make sure that this question is working. I think it is if I make this a little bit bigger maybe. But we'll make sure that you can click in there and type in those answers. So it did take them, but we'll try and make it so it's a little bit easier to read because that didn't show up very well. I had to type in the letters, but I wasn't sure if I typed them correctly. That's all.